Now let's start by talking about the challenges that are facing us in business today. We're all deeply impacted by this economic environment. And let me describe that environment to you in one word: uncertainty. There is more today that we just don't know than ever before. We don't know what laws or regulations might be passed that are going to impact how we have to operate our businesses or live our lives. We don't know what kind of taxes we're going to pay next year or the years after. We don't know what our homes are worth, our businesses are worth, or what our facilities are worth. We don't know how much credit is going to be available to us or at what price. And we don't know what our health care costs are going to be or where we're going to end up having to get them. We've got regulatory uncertainty, fiscal uncertainty, political uncertainty, and general economic uncertainty. You add that up, and that's a lot of uncertainty. And uncertainty is not good for business or for people. You see, people in business run on confidence. We need that in order to make decisions and move forward. And uncertainty, on the other hand, well, that leads to a lack of confidence and even fear. And fear and lack of confidence lead to inaction and even retrenchment. Now, all these things that are making us uncertain, they are real and they aren't small. And how some of them get resolved, well, we won't know for many years to come. And that tells me that this pervasive climate of uncertainty is going to be around for some time. And that means that we are likely in for a prolonged period of low growth or even no growth in this country. Now, I don't like saying that, and I'd be more than happy to be wrong about it too. But that's what I see. That's what I believe. And so I believe it would be unwise for any of us to base our plans or our futures on a rising tide coming in to lift our boat. We're going to need to lift our own boats. And since boats are heavy, we might want to get some help. We need a team. Now, if you study prolonged periods of economic stagnation, it's very interesting what you're going to find. You'll find that just because the overall economy doesn't grow, well, that doesn't mean that everyone doesn't grow. Some companies and people do extremely well during periods like that. And that's different from what you and I are generally used to. For much of our careers, when the economy was good, everyone does well. And when the economy is bad, pretty much everyone does poorly. Last year was a perfect example of that. Last year, well, it didn't matter what you sold or where you sold it or who you sold it to. We were all down. But this year, with things being uncertain, what's happening is different. This year, I'm seeing some companies growing and others shrinking. I'm seeing differences in the performance of distributors within the same trading area. And I'm seeing differences in the performance of suppliers who make the same products. Now, here's a picture that illustrates what I'm talking about. During the boom times, all the lines of the companies go up. And then the bust comes, and down they come. And in the aftermath, when markets are flat and uncertain, just like they are right now, the companies go in many different directions. Some will grow, some flatline, and others falter. So what does that mean for you and me? Well, it means that we've got a choice that we need to make. We need to choose which of these three directions we want our careers to go, that we want our businesses to go. This is truly your choice. Now, some of you might be sitting there thinking, well, wait a minute, Bill, isn't everybody going to choose to grow? Well, actually, no. Some won't, and some can't. Some folks won't know what to do. Some will know what to do, but will be reluctant or afraid to do it. And some won't have the resources or the help they need to do it. So what is it that we need to do in a period of uncertainty if we're going to grow? We need to invest. We need to invest in our companies and in our careers. We need to do more, and we need to give more. And we need to do that even while others around us are cutting back or are uncertain. This is not a time for the faint of heart. This is a time for winners. And those that invest in their futures now will be those that turn a period of great uncertainty into an enormous opportunity. Now, there are a lot of positive investments that you can make if you want to advance your career or grow your business in a period of uncertainty. You can increase your inventory. You can add facilities. You can expand your product offering. You can increase your education. You can expand your training programs. And there's my favorite, increase the rebates you provide our members. Those are all worthwhile and effective investments, especially that rebate one. But the single best investment that you can make in a time of uncertainty is to increase your investment in people and in relationships. See, in good times, lots of people are winners. But when times are tough and business is scarce, you need the best people around you at all levels. And that makes this an ideal time to make sure that you have the strongest players at all the positions in your company. And not just the glamour positions, but the best blockers and tacklers too. For much of my career, I didn't focus enough on those positions. Don't make that mistake, because even the best running backs need great blockers to get the first down. So we're paying more attention to everyone and everyone's needs on the AD team. We've created an associate council to make sure that we hear every voice. We've increased our training budgets, and we've approved company policies to make our working environment even better. We are also investing in more people in key offensive positions. We are going to take it to our competition, and we're going to do more to help our members and our suppliers win. Here's the way I look at it. This is going to be a prolonged battle, and we are going to have enough ammunition to win. I encourage you to do likewise. And for those of you who don't make hiring decisions in your company, well, I encourage you to make sure you're developing even stronger relationships with all the people in your organization. You're going to need every single one of them helping you and working with you in order for you to win the battle out in the field. And that means you're going to need to invest more in those relationships. Now, there's a second thing you need to do if you want to win in times like this. You need to team up with great companies. AD is extremely particular about who we have as a member and as a supplier. Most groups are not like that. If you look around this room today, you will see some of the strongest and most aggressive companies in the industry. If there's a company here that you don't currently work with, I encourage you to objectively compare them to your current partner. See, every one of us does business with some companies that are not prepared to win and are not committed to win. In times like this, you can't be wasting valuable energy dragging another company over the finish line. You need to be working with companies that are carrying their own weight. So divert your resources and your time to winners. Team up with each other. Team up with AD members. Team up with AD suppliers. You do that, and you can win. And finally, I encourage you to do a third thing. Team up with peers and thought leaders in other companies. You can benefit enormously by sharing ideas and talking strategy in AD networks and across AD companies, especially when the problems are difficult. But you've got to invest in those relationships too to make that happen. As my friend, the writer John Maxwell says, you can't make relationship withdrawals if you aren't also making relationship deposits. So I encourage you to seek out and develop relationships with smart people in other companies. Invest in those relationships. Share your ideas, share your time, and you will reap what you sow. Okay, so to wrap up, topic one, if you want to win in an uncertain environment, you need to invest more in people and relationships. And the three best places to do that are teaming up with strong people inside your company, teaming up with great companies, and teaming up with great people throughout this industry. You do those three things, and you will turn this prolonged period of uncertainty into one of the greatest opportunities in your life.